All right, so welcome back, Woodhounds. Today I have a little pile of logs over here that I need to process up, and I'm going to be doing it with the Japa 315. Now I've had this for about 4 months, I think, pretty much close to 4 months now. So what I wanted to do was, as I'm running through this stuff today, I wanted to give you guys kind of like, I guess you could call it a review of like my thoughts on the Japa 315. And then stick around, because at the end I'm going to give you one big huge advantage this machine has. Now the other thing that's going on today is I don't have the trailer. I got the trailer being used and I need to use it. So what I have to do here, I thought about setting out just one IBC tote, but then the tractor is hooked up to the Japa. So if I fill up the tote, I wouldn't be able to move it and continue processing up this firewood. So what I've done is I got out this morning my protractor and my slide rule, and I've calculated out and positioned these 4 totes to where theoretically the wood coming off the conveyor should kind of be bouncing around and hopefully fill kind of all 4 of them evenly. We'll see. So the thought is the pieces will come off the conveyor and kind of land right here in the center of these 4 totes and maybe bounce there, or here, and hopefully fill up these totes kind of evenly. Now, let me know down in the comments if you think it's going to be possible to get one piece right in the center of all 4 of these totes. So of course, this is a video featuring the Japa. So who do we have with us? That's right, we do have Queen Japa right here. The queen of the Japa is here in the woodyard. She's going to be helping me run these logs through. And like I said, basically I just want to get that little pile cleaned up, because if you saw in the last video, I got to get things ready back here. So we have the 4 totes ready. I'm ready. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
She's ready.
been real bad. I've been a real bad boy on the town all night. Starting to calm down with the morning light. I'm in the bed, down in the dirt, down in the dirt, down in the dirt, down in the dirt.
All right, we are all done running through the firewood that we had over here, the logs that we're going to fit into the 315. Let me show you the pile that's left. There is a little bit left. That's one of the things I'm going to talk about, and then I'll show you the 4 totes over there. So here is the pile that's left. That kind of crooked piece, that's going to be best for the wolf ridge. But you can see right here, like this is some of the stuff that you need a little saw, either battery powered or a little like 180 like that one, because you do end up with little things you need to trim off. Little ends, crotch pieces, sometimes like these little nubs, this little piece right here, you can see that. So that's something that you know, to save time, that's something that you're going to want to do ahead of time. Look over your pile of logs, see anything that you need to trim off, get that trimmed up, prep it, do a little preparing, and that'll just make your workflow that much easier. Now, what did we end up with? Well, we definitely had pieces get stuck right in the middle, so it probably wasn't the best idea to put the center of the totes in line with the conveyor. I really thought they would just hit and bounce out. This basket up here to the left, number 1, only a few pieces. Number 2, a few more pieces. The third, this one, about a third of the way full. But this tote right here had the most pieces land in it. So now what I'm going to do is I'll just take these totes over to the splitting station and continue filling them up right off the splitter. All right, so now the things, let's talk about the things I like and things I don't like about the Japa 315. So overall, like anything, the 315 is a tool, and a tool needs the right application. In this case, yes, you do need a tractor. It's PTO driven, so your tractor is tied up when you're using it. So I can see where people, I can understand where people would want to have a unit like this with its standalone power supply, which they are available that way. This is just the PTO version. So the other thing I really like about this is the fact that you get consistent cuts every time. All of your pieces end up being the exact same length. So this is a big advantage if you wanted to, say, sell bundles. The other nice thing is they all come out split pretty evenly. The one downside with this wedge system, and I think this is only on the 315, but the wedge doesn't always go all the way to the, like it doesn't span the whole distance of the chute. So sometimes you will get some pieces that are split a little uneven. Some pieces may come out a little bigger than others. And then this also comes into play with the 6-way wedge. So there is a 6-way wedge available for this model. Changing out the wedges is pretty easy. It's just a matter of pulling out a pin, swapping out, pulling out the wedge, putting the new one in. The one downside with the 6-way is that the 315 is rated for 12-inch diameter logs and under. The problem is that the wedge for the 6-way is actually only about a little over 9 inches wide. So if you do run a bigger log, which you would want to use the 6-way with, sometimes you don't get the knife going all the way out to the edge of the log to make the full split. So I have noticed that. That is one downside with the 6-way, is that it doesn't clean, there's not a clean split with, running bigger wood through the 6-way. So the other thing with the 6-way is that depending on the wood that you run, you want to have wood that's going to split easily if you're going to try pushing it through the 6-way. You want like oak, soft maple. Today we did put a few pieces of ash through it. So anything pretty straight grain will go through the 6-way, no problem. If you try putting knotty wood through there, you will run into your problem. It just, it's not designed and it's not built to push big knotty chunks of wood through that 6-way knife. So another thing you need to take into consideration with the Japa is how you would set this up. So like for instance with the log splitter, you can move it around and you can split wherever you want. Wherever you want the pieces to come off, you can kind of dictate that. But with this case, in this case, like you need your inflow coming from the right side as you're facing the machine, and your outflow is going to be on the left. So if you wanted to put this, in a certain place in your wood yard, you would need to have room on both sides to handle logs coming in and then the split pieces going out the other side. So overall, the Japa is a great machine. Well built, well designed, works great. It is a workhorse. Like you can run wood through this at a pace you would not believe. But it does require, planning out your material coming in. You do need the right size logs, the straighter the better. But if you were to complement this with like a professional grade log splitter, you can then separate out that stuff that's a little crooked, a little knotty, or a little bigger, split that with your log splitter, and all of your smaller stuff you could run through this thing. Like I said, it makes firewood fast. And if you were doing something like a lot of bundles, a lot of recreational wood, that is where I think this would really shine. Being able to process up firewood really fast and then have it all be consistent lengths, consistently cut, nice size pieces, it's great. So now, what's the big advantage that this machine has over others? Right there. Bob Nelson from Metsa Machines is great to deal with. It's unbelievable the customer service he provides. When you call him up, anything you need, he's going to work and get it done for you. So that's what impressed me the most, I guess, about the Japa machine, was being able to deal with Bob up at Metsa Machines. So hope you guys enjoyed that little video of the Japa 315 in action, and I guess a little review of it. If you have any questions on the 315 or any of the models that Japa has for their firewood processors, give Bob Nelson a call at Metsa Machines. I will have his information in the description below. So thanks for watching. See you next time. Stay safe, have fun, and be cool.